Last summer, I got COVID. I know that sounds common nowadays, but for me, it changed a lot. Before that summer, I was training very hard with my cross-country team, running distances every week, also preparing for the upcoming season. On the day of the first race, I felt pretty confident. As the referee fired the starter gun, I rushed off the group following with my teammates, leaving everyone else in the dust. We were leading the first round, but during the second round, something pierced my lung as I was trying to jog up a hill. I held my side and slowed down, but nothing was helping. I began to run slower and slower. Eventually, I stopped. Seeing the people behind me cross me as the raindrops hit my face made it all the more frustrating. After the race, I searched for many possible reasons for cramps, and my coach brought it up to me that it must be the impact of COVID. Well, I look at it as an opportunity to challenge myself. After that day, I made a decision to turn my failure into an opportunity. But I knew that success wasn't going to come easily, so I threw myself into a grueling running regime. Every morning, rain or shine, I laced up my shoes and hit the pavement. I ran until my legs ached, and pushing past the point of exhaustion. Powered by 4 liters of water every day, the frequency of getting a cramp was less and less. Eventually, my lungs felt as good as new by month 3. By the time the BC cross-country finals rolled around, my hard work finally paid off. Well, I didn't get first place or even top 10, but I definitely ran faster than the last time. And thinking back the process and reflecting the frustrating first race, I grew proud of my commitment. My personal experience has allowed me to look differently at other people's stories. Because of my initial struggles, I have a new outlook on what the hidden story behind success seems to be. Today, I'd like to highlight some of the stories that I now see in a different light. I believe most of you have heard of Messi before. But did you know he suffered from growth hormone deficiency, which could cause underdeveloped muscles? Well, it may not be well known because he never let his physical limitations deter his dreams. Instead, he channeled his passions into countless hours of practice and honing his skills into perfection. Eventually, a football club, FC Barcelona, saw his effort and signed a contract with him. Well, his story inspires me whenever I train. During one of those training days, I ran 8 kilometers towards my goal of 10. At that point, breathing felt difficult, and the cramp was just at the corner. So I stopped right away and take a break. At the moment, a guy with an Argentina number 10 jersey walked by. Suddenly, the legendary story of Messi went through my mind. After that, I just never thought of giving up. To me, Messi's story is one of sheer determination and resilience. Now, I want to share a story about how I used to practice cello. I've been practicing cello for almost 10 years now. Well, but back then, when I was in 6th grade, my motivation for practicing dropped. For a couple weeks, I was too busy hanging around and gaming to even think about practicing. One day, my cello teacher finally noticed that I played so badly that he told me to stop. "You know what?" he said. "I'm just going to tell you a story about Beethoven, and I hope this can cheer you up. Today, I'm just going to share the story with you." Beethoven, one of the greatest composers that ever lived, started to lose his hearing by his late 20s, while simultaneously having conflicts with his family members. He poured his emotions and experiences into his compositions, using music to express his inner turmoil and difficulties. Under all these difficulties, he composed some of his greatest works. His story reminded me why I wanted to play cello in the first place. I was curious about music and dreamed of making music like Beethoven one day. I know, now I'm still far from that destination, and you should never stop chasing your dreams. Nuclear fusion, gamma rays, self-inductance, knobs and ease. These were all subjects I found disgustingly interesting. Well, most high school courses don't dive into as deeply as I wanted. My solution? To fit into America's biggest college prep monopoly, of course. With madness overtaking me, I enrolled 7 APs this year. Everyone knows May is AP exam month, aka hell month. So April is effectively purgatory month. During April, my mental health decided to exact revenge on me. All the motivation I had at the start of the year disappeared, and my study time quickly turned into Apex grinding time. During one night, I was running around Apex with my favorite legend, Horizon. As I released her Black Hole Ultimate, my sleep-deprived mind thought of a black hole image that had dominated the internet a year ago. After the game, I thought of Stephen Hawking, who the first proposed the theory of black holes. Well, I felt a bit bad for him, guilty, even. He was a guy being dealt with one of the most rotten hands by nature. At the same time, he'd made the most contributions to astronomy and science as a whole. At the same time, he'd been doing this all paralyzed, permanently confined to a wheelchair, only speaking with the help of a cutting-edge speech technology. Whoa, suddenly, I felt like someone had dumped a bucket of ice water on me. Well, Hawking probably hadn't been playing Apex while theorizing those phenomena. Not that he could, but still. Here I was, able to take all those physical attributes of advantages that Hawking never had, shying away from a couple exams that definitely seems less important than humanity compared to black hole theory. After one last Apex game that night, I turned off my computer and glanced at an untouchable pile of textbooks. I picked up the one at the top that says AP Physics. Black holes didn't theorize themselves. Likewise, an AP score of 5 wouldn't just run into your arms either. As you can see, all the stories share a common thread. All of these amazing people experienced the obstacles before they became famous. Well, many people might only think about the achievements, the fame, and the trophies they've earned while forgetting to consider the challenges and boundaries they met and the sacrifices they've made. Today, I would like to challenge you to think of success differently. When you see successful people around you, give yourself time to think of what they might have gone through to get where they are today. Always remember to ask, what's hidden under the iceberg of success?